Alright, now that we've got your layers set up and you took all the time to cut out your doors and windows, you're going to want to start to install some doors and windows in those openings. So we're going to show you real quick how to get that started. The first thing you'll need to do is, if you haven't already, go up into Window at the top and Default Tray and make sure your components are turned on. That's going to allow you to search for any of these pre-made objects that we can get from the warehouse really easily. And over on our right, we're just going to click the arrow to expand it. And that'll give us both a search window for the 3D warehouse, and I'll show you here a few shortcuts to find a bunch of things really quickly and easily. The navigation button you'll see right next to the house, there's a little arrow, and if you click on that, you're going to see a bunch of common objects and categories of things that are used a lot in SketchUp. One of those categories is architecture. So if you select architecture, it's going to load in a bunch of options here for us. And you'll see it's a little quicker than the warehouse, and it'll narrow down your search. When you search for doors in the warehouse, for example, there's about 50,000 doors to choose from. So we want you to have just a few basic ones to be able to check out. So you'll see it's loaded in a few things for us here. Our doors category, if we click on it, is going to open up the 3D warehouse and a bunch of pre-made doors. Important though to note that these doors, we can change their size or their orientation very easily. And you'll also get some accessories here like door knobs and things too. So first thing is to find a door that you like, and you can make your doors consistent throughout the whole model if you want to. I'm going to grab this exterior door here, and to get it, you're just going to click on the Download Model option, which is right next to it here with a little arrow in the box. It's going to ask you if you want to load it into your model, and you're going to say yes. And then it'll be attached to your cursor here, and until you click, it'll stay connected. You can move around and kind of get it started wherever you want. But I'm going to drop it out in front here because we want to show you how to move, how to scale, and how to rotate the door, window, and any other furniture you might want to get in place here. So the first thing you'll notice is that with the door flat on the ground here, we've got to get it rotated so that it actually is standing up for one, and then we may even need to rotate it again to get it to fit into some of our openings here in the background. So the first step to understand about the rotation tool is it is the two arrows in a circle. It's in between the move tool here at the top and your scale tool, which is something we'll talk about next. You'll grab the rotation tool, and we basically have two different ways that we like to rotate things, or that we need to rotate things. And that is like the wheels on a bus, which would be in the red axis like this, or like a helicopter blade, which would be rotating along a vertical axis, and we'd have the tool flat on the object in the blue axis. But for this example, we want to first to flip it up, so we're going to just attach anywhere on the side of the object, and what that means is making sure that it is in the red axis. You'll see that the rotation tool will turn red to make sure you know what you're doing. The first click will attach to the object. It's good to attach to a corner to make it easy to work with. You can stretch out the arm or the distance that it's going to rotate here and just click on the edge of the object for your second click, and then it's going to freely rotate. In this case, we just want to rotate it to be straight vertical right up in the air, so we'll be able to install it into our doorways we have in the background. So we're going to click the third time, and that's going to lock that down so that it's now in the correct direction that we want. Next, we need to move it. So we're going to use the Move tool. It's up at the top. Looks like an X basically right next to your rotation. And when you grab that, the rule, or really the only rule we've got about moving things, is you want to grab them from their lowest most point, which is usually the bottom corner edge of the object. And I'm going to get in nice and close and select my actual corner here of the door jamb. Once you click on that point, it will stay attached to your cursor. You don't have to click or do anything. It will not drop off until you click another time to actually set it down. And in this case, that allows you to rotate through the model and find where you want to go. I'm going to install my first door just right here, and you want to line it up with the existing point, which in this case is the bottom corner of the door frame, right, that we already took the time to cut out. Once I get that matched up, I'm going to click once, and it should lock it down in place. Then you're going to want to look at it and see. You can see in this example the door is a little bit too large. It's extending past the door frame. So the last tool we want to show you is going to be the Scale tool. And that is right next to your rotation and next to the tape measure. It's at the top. You're going to select the Scale tool, and you'll see it's going to give you what we call grips, which are these little green boxes. The corner grips resize things equally in both directions. And the side grips, and especially the ones in the middle here, which we'll show you, allow you to change the width of the object so that you can make it wider or thinner, depending on the space. In this example, we want to get it right up to the edge of the door frame. And so we'll squish that over and make sure it fits. Zoom out a little bit. We can also check the top and bottom edges. In this case, we want to make sure it's going to line up with the existing edge that's already there. And we've got our door installed. So the next step would be to maybe move and put another door over next to it in our next bedroom piece here. And what you can do, and you can do this anytime, is to copy the door and paste it so you have an instant version of the one you've already made. And this will be helpful if you already sized up all your doors to be 3 feet by 7 feet, which was based on our just basic dimensions. So Control C, when this thing's actually selected, will copy it, and Control V will give you an instant copy that then you can locate somewhere else in the model. And we'll have to use the same rules that we did before to get this thing in the right spot. To click on the lowest most point, bottom corner or bottom edge, line it up with the existing door frame, and if my doors are the same size, which they're a little bit different, that would have fit perfectly. So we're going to scale it one more time. Grab the scale tool, use our middle grip, and just squish this over so that it lines up with the existing door frame edge. And finally, we just want to show you how to rotate stuff in the opposite orientation. So if we just create a new door again real quick right here, you can see if we wanted to install the door, say in the opening back here, it's facing the wrong direction, right? So we want to show you how to rotate that. In this example, it's like rotating like a helicopter blade. So you're going to grab the rotation tool, put it flat on the top of the object in the blue axis here, click once to attach, stretch it out to the corner, and click a second time, and then we'll be able to rotate this, and we just want to turn it, in this case, about 180 degrees to make sure that it goes in the direction that we're going for. And grabbing the Move tool will allow us to just snag this thing and move it and line it up with our door frame and resize it, remember, to match the size we need. I hope this helps to get you doors and windows installed. Remember, you can change the size of any objects anytime just using the scale tool. You can rotate with the rotation, and you can, if you need to, be able to move it around right anywhere that you want.